And good evening. This is Mike Griffith here. And what are we seeing here with the 18Z discussion? Hello. And what are we seeing here with the 18Z map? We have no viewers right now. Oh, hello. 9:24 p.m. here on the East Coast, January 20th, 2016. It is a Wednesday. I am meteorologist Mike Griffith, and we're going to start the broadcast right away as I really want to get to bed tonight. Another 12-hour day tomorrow working. So just want to go down to a quick lowdown. Some of you may have seen this graphic earlier today. Of course, let me get you the screen share here. That might just work out a little bit okay in our favor, right? Okay. So there we go, right there. You can probably see that. And it looks like the latest model guidance is trying to take it across Norfolk right here. This would obviously have implications across eastern Tidewater, Virginia, the tip of Delaware, Maryland, Virginia, the Delmarva Peninsula here. Especially further north you go, I think you're more likely to get clipped by that bullseye in DC, just to DC south, insane amounts. 18 inches plus could make it all the way up in the nation's capital, although with the southern trend, I would not be surprised if this trend of this big thing that was over DC is actually shifted farther south into the Virginia mountains. Very, very heavy stuff there. Very, very heavy stuff there this weekend. And it looks like it's just going to kind of trend down this way. I want to say Hampton Roads. We got a viewers there. Probably a few now, I think, from up there. Shout out to you guys. I was just living up there in 2013, working for the man. So I'm not up there anymore right now. I'm down here. Severe icing potential across Raleigh and across Charlotte, and it looks like a good chunk of the state could see some form of frozen precipitation by the early morning on Saturday. Friday night into Saturday, Saturday during the day, watch for ice that takes you across into the Piedmont here of North Carolina. I think that is my biggest concern right now. I'll show you what I mean because the Canadian models just have almost an inch of ice in some places, even down in the Fayetteville. You know, they were showing a up to an inch of ice there on the Canadian model, and I don't know, kind of has me worried. Elsewhere, we're looking at 12 to 18 up to Philly, probably South Jersey, Wilmington, Delaware, down through Baltimore, 12 to 18 bandwidth right there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make another one of these pretty soon. And actually, I'll end up remaking, reworking it maybe. Maybe it won't change. Maybe this could be the final call. We don't know. But this was the first call that was actually issued today. And this is still what I'm holding true to right here. Look at this line goes right through Newport News. They're on the gradient of 6 inches or so, which is almost a sure bet for them. You know, up to 12, well, further up the peninsula going towards Williamsburg, probably more likely for the 12. But just it's going to be a bread and milk scare there. And I'm not so sure about Norfolk because sometimes them and Virginia Beach get missed out on the rain. I have some viewers on here that actually say that, oh yeah, well it doesn't look good for Southeast Virginia, and they say that for a reason. They're sick of getting ripped off with just coastal rain right here in the storm because it's so close to the center of the low that they just kind of get gypped out, missed it in Portsmouth and Norfolk and whatever other these Suffolk, whatever other folk towns there are right here. I don't mean that in a bad way. Okay. All right. And follow this anywhere between an inch up to 6 anywhere here. This includes Charlotte. Oh, wow. It's going to be a frenzy here tomorrow. Probably was today. I wouldn't be surprised if both of these cities right here, Raleigh and Charlotte, the shelves are going to be bare in the grocery stores because we could be seeing accumulating snow. The ground's definitely cold enough; it's freezing out there right now. So we'll just see what goes along with this right now. And I apologize if you can just see this now because I was trying to show you something. I didn't know if you could see it before. Hopefully, you can see it now. Anyway, I was just saying that there's a potential for ice right here in the Carolinas from Raleigh down to Charlotte. There's a reason that there's less snow output here across North Carolina because it's going to be in the form of frozen precipitation other than snow. So it could be accumulating ice. It could be frozen precip of some sort. Okay, this is the southward trend, what I was showing earlier. Any new viewers here that missed out in the first part? This is the trend right here. And it looks like the bullseye is going to probably shift a little bit south from DC. Maybe, even though the models continue to hammer DC with at least 18 plus inches of snow. I probably should have. I might have to drag this up into DC more for maybe more than 24 inches of snow in DC. Let me just take a short commercial break here, and we'll be back in probably a couple seconds. Okay, you're probably we're looking at my Facebook page there for a little bit. I just wanted to clear some stuff up so I can actually get to sleep before 10 tonight. And let's see today from 18Z, and this would be okay. Looks like it's automatically going. Oh, interesting. Okay, so this was from last night right here, and I'm just trying to bring up. Today is the 18's 18. Well, it's this afternoon's run on this model, but it's not popping up for some reason. It's like okay, I don't need it anyway because typically the midday runs of the models are sometimes outliers. So this is from this morning, and this is actually one of the credible one of the models, and it looks like it actually does have DC in the swath of 30 something inches here, all the way through Northern Virginia. This is pretty crazy. Okay, let's see if this gets going. Okay, this is the one from this afternoon right here. All right, this is the one that has DC in the bullseye. This is from 1 o'clock this afternoon. The 7 p.m. ones aren't done computing yet. It's 9:31 p.m. and the ones that come out at 7 o'clock are still calculating, and they won't be done till around midnight or so, or 1 o'clock in the morning, possibly at the latest. So we're looking at today's, and it looks like it's just constant up through here. Now, what we're going to do is go through this and just, of course, the GFS looks like it just kind of rips us off right here. If you're in Philly, this only says like 9.8, okay, maybe 10 or something like that, while DC gets 33. But I think this band right here actually makes it further up into Philly. That's the one reason why I don't like these midday soundings. And because they can really confuse everybody. If you talk to some people who have some professional forecasting experience in the field and they've been doing it for a few years or even longer and get into the rhythm of it, they'll tell you which models, hours might be more or less reliable. And I think that it just does whatever it wants with this bullseye. I just think it should stretch it further into Montgomery County, up into Pottstown and Boyertown and all that. And I think that this cutoff with like 6 inches, 5 inches, whatever, which I'm sure Dean Crowder would call a bust. Um, one of the Facebook trolls. I'm just kidding. He's a good friend from back home, and he'll say some funny stuff. I'll say some funny stuff back, and hopefully everybody can kind of sit back and, if it's your choice, to have a beer and to enjoy the show. And we're just going to talk snow the whole time. Okay. And I think there's a Q&A section on here. You can actually open it up and ask a question if you want to. All right. Let me go see if that's actually active right now. Okay. We just opened up for Q&A. So if you're on Google Plus and you want to, and I shouldn't be doing that, that'll give you a seizure. Then you can ask in the Q&A section over here on the right-hand side of the application, where you are looking. Let's go back to this morning's run of this model. Okay. I just think it's less likely to make me peeved. See, it's trying to bring some of the heavier stuff up here into Lancaster County. But I mean, like, bands don't work snow bands don't work like this. They don't just form like this, just one area and nothing else around it. I think it would stretch across into Montgomery County. So if that's like a bullseye of 30, imagine outside of that where it's like 20 something here in this whole area. Okay. I'm feeling 22 inches for the Philly airport, possibly by this storm. Maybe somewhere up in here, pops a total of 20 something. That's from the extension from this whole DC thing. This band of snow dumping is just gonna. I think it's gonna fill in, man. I don't think it's gonna be weaker than what they think it's gonna be. It's not gonna be just a circle. It's gonna go like this. I think. Okay. And of course, that heavier stuff stretches down the spine of the Appalachians, as it does with the East Coast storm setup, and it just throws a lot of snow back across West Virginia. Maybe, I man, this is weird because this is all mountains through here, but I think the mountains get ripped off. I think that the Northeast Pennsylvania, like the Poconos, I think they're in the rip off zone. This is like a 6.6 up here, probably Blakesley, where some people like to go, little town up there. And this keeps on popping up. So it's because I'm clicking the button. It's just a lot of data to look at. That's all it is. 18.2 there in Philly by the time this thing could be done and set and over. Okay, people, it's my bedtime. Another 12-hour day tomorrow at work, so I'm glad everybody could join me. And no Q&A here tonight, so I'll do what I can to get to all your questions, but we'll see. Okay, thanks a lot, everybody, for following. Short show tonight. Yeah, I'm getting back to work tomorrow with another 12-hour day, so I'm out of here. And I will thank you guys a lot for watching and listening. Charlotte Weather Ranger meteorologist Mike Griffith. Have a good time, everybody. And if you have any questions, just post them on the Facebook page, please. And I will do my best to get back to you. Okay, thanks a lot for choosing Weather Ranger as your source for weather information. Have a great night.